Okay, so this is the first part of your appendicular division of the skeletal system. We're going to go over the clavicle, the scapula, the humerus, the radius, the ulna, and your hand bones. So the very first bone on your list is your clavicle. And this is what it looks like. It's your collarbone. This flat end is your sternoclavicular joint, and this is where your sternum and your clavicle join together. So there's that. So you need to know this end right here. The scapula is the next one. All right, and it looks like this. This is your shoulder blade. Okay, and just a reminder, a process is something that sticks out. A fossa is an indent. The first process you need to know is your acromion process, and this kind of makes your arm socket. And it's kind of got an outside of a capital A shape to it, and it's flat. So that's your acromion process of your scapula. Your coracoid process is this hook process. It's got two C's to it. So that's why I always say it's coracoid, since it's got that two C's in its name. And it's got this hook. So that's your coracoid process of your scapula. The glenoid fossa or glenoid cavity of your scapula is where the head of your humerus goes, and it's right there. And then your spine of your scapula is coming off from your acromion process, and it's this part right here, and that's the part on your back that kind of sticks out. So that's your scapula. Your humerus, okay, this is the top part of your humerus. Your head of your humerus is right here. You have two necks. You have your anatomical neck, which goes around kind of like lopsided, okay? That's your anatomical neck of your humerus, and then your surgical neck is the one that goes straight across. So there's two necks. And then you've got two tubercles too. You've got your greater tubercle, which is a little higher and it's a little larger, and then your lesser tubercle is a little bit shorter. So greater is higher, lesser is a little lower. Okay, so those are your two tubercles. And then on the bottom, your head is medial. So whatever is on the same side as that your head's pointing is also medial. So there's this is medial, and then this is lateral. Your capitulum is lateral, okay, and it looks like a rounded baseball cap. If you can kind of see, it's sort of rounded. So that's your capitulum. And then you've got two fossas. You've got this one right here in the front, and then you've got this big one in the back, okay? The one in the front is your coronoid fossa of your humerus, and it's the smaller of the fossas. And then your trochlea of the humerus is basically your elbow's a hook, and that's where it kind of latches onto. And your trochlea is the spool-shaped structure, and it's the bump, the dip, the bump in the middle, and that's your trochlea. And then since the capitulum is lateral, this is medial, and this is called your medial epicondyle, and you can actually feel that on the inside of your arm in your elbow region. It kind of sticks out, so that's your medial epicondyle. And then the lateral epicondyle is this little bump right here, right above the capitulum. So medial epicondyle of humerus, lateral epicondyle of humerus, trochlea, coronoid fossa of humerus, and then capitulum. And then the last thing you need is on the back is this big hole, the big O hole. This is your olecranon fossa of your humerus. Okay? Your ulna has a U in it already, so it kind of tells you it's an ulna. The head of the ulna is on the bottom, so the ulna stands on its head. So this is your head of your ulna. This little bump right here is actually on the outside of your wrist that kind of sticks out. This is your styloid process of your ulna, okay? And then the top is your elbow, okay? The very top process, which is functionally your elbow really, is your olecranon process of your ulna. And the olecranon process of your ulna goes into your olecranon fossa of your humerus, okay? The bottom structure is your coronoid process of your ulna. The coronoid process of your ulna goes in the coronoid fossa of your humerus. And then your trochlea of your ulna is this inside. It's the inside of the U. that wraps around your trochlea of your humerus. And I may have a right and a left here, but that's how that wraps around, okay? So you've got your olecranon process, your coronoid process, your trochlear notch of your ulna, and then you've got your head, and then your styloid process of your ulna. And then your radius, the radius is on the thumb side of your arm. So the radius is medial, the ulna is lateral. The radius has a circle on the end. So like when your thumb is your only finger that can make circles or can radiate. Okay, so I think that's where it got its name. So the radius, the circle part, that is your head. The neck is this middle part. And then this little bump right here is your radial tuberosity, or tuberosity of the radius, okay? And at the bottom, this is your styloid process. So this is the inside edge of, or ridge of your wrist right here, okay? And then your hand is the last one of this part one. You've got your carpals, which are these small bones. You guys are lucky you don't need to know the individual carpal bones. The metacarpals, which makes the body of your hands. Those are in the middle, M for middle. And then your phalanges are your fingers. And that's it for part one.